Ooh, sharp carpentry.
In the last episode of Dark History, we talked about systems. We talked about power, patterns, and how history repeats itself when people don't understand how it actually works. Tonight, we taking that same energy and bringing it closer. Most of the darkest history does not live in history itself.
What?
It lives in families. What people call generational curses aren't mystical. They aren't spiritual spells. They are not bad luck. They are unexamined patterns passed down long enough that nobody questions them anymore.
Wow.
And once something stops being questioned, it becomes normal. Tonight isn't about blaming parents or grandparents or pointing fingers. Tonight is about understanding why certain things keep repeating until someone decides they stop here. I really like that one. This is another episode of the Jason Sharpe Show with your boy, Jason Sharpe. The title of this episode is pretty long. Dark History Part 2, Generational Curses. Stay tuned.
Sharp TV.
The Jason Sharpe Show.
To really understand generational curses, we have to slow this boy down. Because this isn't about superstitions. It's about patterns. So before we talk about history, before we talk about families, we need to be clear on one thing. What a generational curse actually is. I'm going to break this down into 4 parts. But before we do that, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so you will know when Jason Sharpe drops that new video. Part 1. What a generational curse really is. What is it? A generational curse is patterns disguised as normal. A generational curse doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up labeled. It doesn't warn you. It blends in.
Huh?
A generational curse is behavior that gets passed down because nobody ever paused long enough to say,
wait, something don't feel right. This is unhealthy. are we doing here?
Is trauma dressed up as personality?
Huh?
It's dysfunction dressed up as culture.
Wow.
It's survival habits dressed up as identity.
Damn.
Things like this.
Generational curses, things like this. Poor communication. You don't know how to talk to nobody. Your family don't know how to talk to nobody. Emotional distance. You and your feelings, so you isolate yourself from everybody. Financial chaos. Broke. Pride over accountability. You too good to say I'm sorry. You made a mistake. You too good to say I'm sorry. I apologize. You let your pride get in the way. Silence instead of resolution. You know what the dangerous part is? They don't feel wrong when you grow up inside them.
They feel familiar, so nobody questions them.
Oh no!
Nobody interrupts the pattern. They just let it be. Everybody in La La Land. They don't know no better. The pattern becomes tradition. And tradition don't always mean right. Most of the time it's really not. We got to be careful of tradition. That's how curses survive. Not through evil, through normalization. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bells so you'll know when Jason Sharpe drops that new video. Part number 2. When history enters the house. Systems don't disappear. They downsize. In the last episode of Dark History, we talked about systems. We talked about how power works, how patterns repeat, how history don't disappear, it adapts. Here's what we didn't say clearly though. When a system can survive at the top, it moves downstream, out of the government, out of laws, and directly into families. That's how dark history keeps going. Oppression doesn't need change once it teaches people how to live without structure. Let's say that one more time for the people in the back.
Oppression doesn't need change once it teaches people how to live without structure.
So when history disrupts families and never teaches them how to rebuild, the damage doesn't end. It shrinks. It turns into distance. It turns into silence. It turns into people learning how to live next to each other but not with each other.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Oof, we'll catch that tomorrow. It turns into people learning how to live next to each other, but not with each other.
What you talking about, Willis?
Think about the neighbors we live next to that we don't know. How many of y'all got neighbors that you don't even know? That's an example of living next to each other, but not with each other.
Oh my God.
You'll get that tomorrow. Over time, that separation stops feeling broken. It feels normal. Nobody says we don't support each other. They say that's just how our family is. Nobody says we're disconnected. They say we're independent.
INDEPENDENT, do you know what that means? INDEPENDENT, do you know what that means?
They say we're independent. But independence without unity is just I'm shooting my video. I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So where was I? Nobody says we're disconnected. They say we're independent. But independence without unity is just isolation with better branding. That's the part of dark history that never makes it into books. Because once a system moves into families, it stops looking political. It looks personal. It looks private. And that's how it survives. Once you understand that, you start seeing it in your own bloodline. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. And turn on your notification bell so you will know when Jason Sharpe drops that new video. Part number 3. My family. Division was passed down. Let me make it personal. Let's take this one home. In my family, seems like everybody's divided. People don't really support each other. And if they do, very minuscule. Very little. Very tiny. There's no real unity in the Sharpe family. I can honestly say that. There isn't real communication. Everyone just kind of doing their own thing. If something goes wrong, you deal with it on your own. If something broke, it stays broke. Not because anyone hates each other. I don't think we hate each other. But because no one knows how to come together. No one ever sat us down and said, this is unhealthy. It was just normal. Distance is normal. Silence was normal. Pride was normal. I got brothers, I don't think I ever seen them two together. I'm not gonna dig too deep into that, but I got brothers that I don't think I ever seen them two together because of pride coming from both. And when something becomes normal, you don't question it. You repeat it. That's when I realized something. The curse wasn't anger. It's not violence. It's not chaos. The curse was division. Remember Dark History Part 1? Africa didn't fall because it was inferior. Here's the part schools don't teach. Africa fell because it was divided. I want to drop my pen. Different kingdoms, different tribes, different rivalries. No unified defense. Don't that sound pretty familiar today? Everyone's separate. Everyone guarded and in defense mode. Everyone surviving, scratching and clawing. But nobody building together. This job I work at, you see families come in. Mom, dad, kids. Families. Full families. I don't think I don't see too much of that in our community. This Black History Month, I'm gonna be real. I don't see too much of that in our community. Families. Mom, dad, children. Out to eat. I see mom and aunties and moms and grandmas and the kids. But I don't see families. My definition of family is mom, dad, children. Back to the story. Nobody building together. And that's how curses survive. Not through conflict, but through silence. It's pretty sad, man. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel. And turn on your notification bells so you'll know when I drop that new video. Part number 4. How generational curses actually end. Someone has to go first. Here's the truth most families avoid. Generational curses don't end with time. They end with interruption. Somebody got to stop it. If no one is trying to break the pattern keeps running quietly, efficiently, and generationally. So how do we stop it? I'm glad you asked. Not emotionally. Not magically. You can't just abracadabra it. Structurally. What you talking about, Willis? I want to give you 4 steps that can break this curse. Shout out to Google and ChatGPT that helped me through this one right here. These 4 steps. Step number 1. Name the pattern. You can't fix what you keep calling normal. Distance has to be called distance. Silence has to be called silence. Division has to be called division. What Auntie B talking about? What she say?
A spade is a spade. You call a spade a spade.
Distance has to be called distance. Silence has to be called silence. Division has to be called division. Not with anger. Not with blame. But with clarity. The moment a pattern is named, it loses its invisibility. The moment a pattern is named, it loses its invincibility. No, not invincibility. It's invisibility. Step number 2. Build structure where there was none. You got to set a foundation. You got to build a structure. Sorry, y'all. Families don't fall apart from conflict alone. They fall apart from lack of structure. Structure is consistency. Structure is boundaries. Structure is standards, not control, not dominance. Without structure, every motion resets the family back to chaos. Structure is what keeps things standing when feelings change. Step number 3. Model. Don't announce. Step number 3. Model. Don't announce. You don't break generational curses by making speeches. You break it by living differently long enough that it can't be ignored. Consistency is louder than confrontation. Be the person who communicates. Who's actually talking to me? Be the person who shows up. Be the person who doesn't repeat the behavior. Patterns don't break from arguments. They break from replacement. Step number 4. Accept the cost. Oh, you thought you was going to get out of this easy, huh? This is a step nobody warns you about. Breaking the generational curse often means going first. Breaking the generational curse often means going alone. Of course, some people go resist. Of course, some people will misunderstand. Some people will stay comfortable inside the pattern. But that doesn't mean you fail. It means you interrupting something that was working. It just wasn't working well. You are now a disruptor. You're breaking a pattern. So of course it's going to be uncomfortable to some people. Of course it may be confrontation. Distance doesn't always mean hatred. Sometimes it means discipline. Generational curses don't break when everyone agrees. They break when one person decides the pattern stops here. Not with noise, not with drama, with structure. Rebuilding. Not with noise, not with drama, with structure. Brick by brick. That's how dark history ends. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so you will know when I drop that new video. This is dark history. Why? Because the darkest truths aren't about nations. They're about families, patterns, bloodlines. And once you can see the pattern, you have a choice. Repeat it or end it. Some people inherit property. Some people inherit opportunity. Others inherit pain. Some inherit division. The question is, what are you passing on? This was Dark History, Part 2, Generational Curses. Make sure y'all tap in with me next Thursday, same time, 8 p.m. I'm going to give you Dark History Part 3. Title of that episode is called Stereotype. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bells so you'll know when I drop that new video. Stay sharp.